Hello, my name is Swiss Bianco. In this video we will have a look at the Glock disaster that is unfolding again a bit harder during this time. Nobody saw yet the V models and can tell correct what that is, and even if there is a difference between a Gen 6 that is coming. But all in all, the timing, the marketing, the general appearance is relative negative. No matter how you're gonna turn it around, Glock did have a really deep disaster built for themselves now. So it all started back in the 80s with Glock. I did join the wagon in 1990s with Glock Generation 2. Gen 17, Glock 17 and Glock 19 I had back then, as I was stuck in Switzerland, and since then I steadily did buy Glocks, and then later on different clones, all the way to Gen 5.2 as we have here on the table. But 99% quite likely I'm not gonna buy the Glock V model. How it looks, the V model gonna have a different trigger system, and it doesn't matter why they changed it, if that was caving in to the liberals or not. It doesn't matter for a nickel. What matters for me is that quite likely that new trigger system gonna have more parts in it, and that the striker gonna be fully cocked. So rumors, again, we don't have yet the correct information. Rumors are that the V model gonna have a version of the performance trigger that they introduced like 2 years ago. I did not buy that trigger either. I did think about it, should I put that into my Glock 34 Gen 5 MOS, but I did decide against it because they still had a bit problems with the reliability of the trigger, so I did not feel confident to alter that item. After all, that 34 is for me for tactical use and not sporting, and so I decided against it. Often is the case that manufacturers need a bit time to fix up the product that it 100% works. We saw that by Glock as well, say by Glock Generation 5, the changes were not 100% there. They did not have the front serrations, did not have moss. The front part here on the polymer was sharper, had a sharp corner, and sometimes they had a cutout on the side, which especially by the Glock 19 size is not well with my hand. Anyway, they fixed that up relative soon with the Gen 5.2 that we have here on the table, and then everything was pretty much fixed and good to go. Really great firearms. But with the V model, that's gonna have a phase like that as well. We had that by Gen 4, we had that by Gen 3 and by Gen 2 as well. And by the Generation 2 and 3, they changed, just as an example, they changed the extractor shape, sure, like 5 or 6 times back then. I can't remember exactly the details, but they had quite a time to figure it out, how to best shape that the pistol works as good as we know it nowadays. So nothing comes easy, that is how that is. The problem is with the marketing, with the feedback, many of us here in USA quite likely not gonna buy the V models, since we already have the correct, good, great working generation, say 3, 4, 5. But on the other side, people that live like in California and other places where they can't get the latest and greatest of the Glock for that liberal horse manure that they still have there with the Democrats, they quite likely gonna upload and buy the V models. I just hope for them that they're gonna be happy with those models, that the Glocks actually work how they should, how we all wanna have the Glock, and that works out for them. But for us, that we already have Glocks that are pretty much perfect, I would say no, we don't buy that. I don't think so. So the downfall, I would not say, but the problems by Glock started as Mr. Glock got too old to run the business. Then his young wife took over, and since then they are in the trouble. Apparently they worked on a hunting rifle that got cancelled. That would have sold quite good here in USA, as pretty much everybody hunts. The Mrs. Glock doesn't like hunting. She likes animals, so that got cancelled. She likes horses, so for a while we have Glock horses. I don't know if you know that, but you can look it up online. So they are not only Glock pistols, but Glock horses. How successful the horse business is, I have no idea. I'm not interested in horses for a nickel. So that is how that is. And the latest approach with the R15 variation quite likely not going to work too well later, because it's a basic R15, not even with a piston. But we see how that goes. For sure the quality going to be high, but yeah, the sales and the prices and all that's going to be the price going to be high quite likely too. So one of the biggest problems that Glock has is that they completely missed the US CCW market. Say as 6 Hour did take over with the 365, they had problems with that Model 2, but they fixed it up. Quite likely all of you that listen to that video have one of those, myself included. I carry the 365, but I would rather have carried like a Glock 43X10, lack for a better name, basically a 43X with a shortened grip that is has the size like 365 with 10 round flush fit magazine, hopefully made out of steel by Mekgar in Italy. They know what they do. That would have be a great collaboration. And as a side note, they're gonna work on a 15 round magazine by Mekgar that's gonna come out by quite likely January at the SHOT Show 2026. A 15 round magazine that's gonna fit the Glock 43X and 48, but we still need a shorter micro Glock. I would absolutely love to buy one and carry one because of the safe action trigger system, that the striker is not fully cocked like by the 365, by the Taurus variation, by the Hellcat, by the Heckler & Koch CC9, and quite likely pretty much all else, except maybe the shadow system. But the shadow system quality, the feedback online is spotty, so I did not want to invest in that. I want to have a real Glock in that size that has the Glock quality 100% all around, and if possible with Mekgar. Mekgar we know has 100% quality too. Well, likely it's not going to happen with that management. We have to see that. That's a big fail. They did also not upgrade the Glock version in 22 long rifle from a 10 round magazine to a 15 or more. There I did not buy the Glock 44. I did not buy that either, because with the 10 round magazine it's useless for me. It needs to have a 15 round magazine minimum, and there was already a big fail, and that model is now a couple years on the market. Nothing, absolute nothing did move from Glock. And if that goes on like that, I'm one of the people that simply get disappointed with Glock, and I will not buy new Glocks anymore, just the older used models that have the quality that I want, the track record, and not the V model. V, for me personally, that stands for verflucht, in German for haunted. We're gonna see if that is correct or not, but that is what it stands for me for now. And if it's not gonna happen with that micro Glock, I quite likely gonna step up, sell some items, and then I gonna get me a Heckler & Koch CC9. The quality is for sure there, but the striker is fully cocked, but the quality is for sure better than any of the 6 Sauer 365. That is a bit spotty in some places. I may gonna make a video about that too, especially in time as I gonna upgrade. But again, I would rather have a micro Glock finally happening after all those years, but quite likely I gonna get disappointed. So we're gonna see how that all goes with Glock. It doesn't look good. That all could have been avoided. Also, I wanna mention the Lenny from the Glock store, complete negative, unfortunately, and should not have done that, but now it's out and the damage is done. So if you have a Glock, an older model, up to generation 5.2, enjoy it, keep it, great guns. If you plan to get a V model, make sure that the thing works, that you get what you wanna have, and that you not gonna lose the money or overspend it, all that. Sometimes it's better to wait. I can assure you that I had to wait and worry 12 years to get the US citizenship, but it was worth every damn day in Switzerland waiting. So that much about the Glock disaster.